Hello and welcome to another weather topic video. Today's weather topic is going to be on something that I might have already covered, and if I have, I apologize, but I don't remember covering it. This is going to be why the US sees so many tornadoes, an explanation on the multiple alleys and seasons that the United States has for tornadoes. So, what the hell am I talking about? The United States sees, on average, within the last decade, so from 1990 to 2000, 1,200 tornadoes annually. That is twice more than second place. So, what the hell is going on here? Well, allow me to explain before this side fact. So, y'all know Kansas, right? Wizard of Oz, dead center in the middle of the continental United States. Kansas, despite Oklahoma clearly seeing more tornadoes on average, holds the record for the most amount of EF4s and 5s ever. What the hell? So, why? Why does tornado why are tornadoes so prevalent in the United States? Geography, really. That's the short answer. The long answer, well, that's an in-depth geography question. First off, we have our two mountain ranges, the Rockies and Cascades. The Cascades are the Montana-Idaho border. Cascades are part of the Rockies. And the Appalachians. This manages to perfectly sector off the Midwest. Yay! That's where I live, Illinois. Lows manage to strengthen here after passing the Rockies, and then Slim essentially takes effect because you're going to have your Gulf moisture as well as that air coming down. Specifically, right here, I do want to talk about right here. This is going from the Oklahoma-Texas Panhandle to Georgia. Imagine if right where this purple circle was a mountain range in an alternate history. The United States would not nearly see as many tornadoes because now you have a much shorter area to work with. Plus, if lows are going to be blocked by high pressure in the high central plains, then it's just going to be riding along a mountain range its whole life, and that's not going to do much for it. But unfortunately, we do not have a mountain range there. And I talked about different alleys. You might know about Tornado Alley, of course. That's the most famous one. Technically, there are 4 tornado alleys: Tornado, Dixie, Hoosier, and Carolina. Now, Tornado Alley and Hoosier Alley are almost always combined, and Dixie and Carolina Alley are almost always combined. Please pay attention that these are definitely active at different times of the year. Tornado Alley being more in the middle of the month, Dixie Alley being more active from November to, I would say, February. So how does this happen? Let's take a look at scenario 1. So we're going to be taking a look at this top right image right here. It's going from March to July. We start with our high pressure in the southwestern United States, practically on the 4 corners. This means that our L is pushed north, is pushed because remember, anticyclones are a little bit have more. Sorry, anticyclones can push and shove low pressures wherever they want, practically. So again, our high pressure pushes our low pressure north, so up, a little bit higher than what this arrow is doing. Our Gulf air, of course, because it is unrestricted and is being channeled actually probably by these 2 mountain ranges, the Appalachians and the Rockies, sweeps into the Midwest. Bam, you're slim. It's not like a scenario 2. This is going to happen from September to around February. This is when your high pressures are going to be coming from Canada sweeping down and bringing that really cold air from Montana to Iowa and Wisconsin and Illinois. So again, high pressure in the high central plains. Our low is pushed south. Our Gulf air is now in the deep south, and slime is going to be produced right into Dixie Alley instead of Tornado Alley, like it was for scenario 1 in spring and summer. Go figure. Now, here's an explanation of this. I want you guys to watch this cycle. As we can, these images are a little small. I do apologize. We see January. This is by weather forecasting offices, or just simply the NWSs of the region, split by NWS areas, is what I really mean to say. So in January, as we can see, Dixie Alley is receiving most of the tornadoes. We roll into February. A little bit of the same thing, except that it's a little more concentrated further, just a tad bit further north. As we head into March, we see a much more widespread look, with Florida receiving ever so less tornadoes. As we roll into April and May, we definitely see that classic tornado alley look. Especially May, I mean, my goodness. May is Tornado Alley if I've ever seen it. As we look at June, we certainly see that it starts to shift even further west. July is the same deal, except now it's much more north on top of that. Roll into September, and what happens else but it rolls back down into Dixie Alley, though it is still in Tornado Alley, just a little bit. As we roll into November, look at how closely November and January are. They are nearly identical. Please note that the lull months for tornadoes do appear to be August, October, and December. Now, this does not mean that August, October, and December don't see any tornadoes. Of course they do, just not as many as these 9 months here. I hope that explains a lot of it for everyone here. And as you can see, the previous slide does explain this a lot, because our high pressures are going to be in the southwestern United States from around March to July. This is when we have that really, really intense heat down here in the southwest, or just in the entirety of the western United States, or even as it pushes along into Oklahoma and Arkansas. Our low pressures are going to be pushed further and further and further north as this happens. So that's why June and July you see very high central plains percentages. And in scenario 2, this is more of a winter trope. So our high pressures are coming from the opposite direction. Instead of coming up north, they are coming down south, bringing a lot of cold air, possibly reaching all the way down into Oklahoma, Tennessee, and North Carolina. That is going to push our low pressures further and further south. Therefore, Dixie Alley is going to be receiving them. And I sure do hope that explains a lot of why there are the different seasons mainly, but also how the U.S. sees a lot of tornadoes. Geography plays such an immense role.